Okay, well, good morning here from Los Angeles, California. The three of us are all here. I'm Valerie from the Hollywood Times, and I'm going to go ahead and let our guests introduce themselves. Thank you so much.
I'm Steve Pinder. I am the co-writer and co-director of Jane Austen's period drama.
And I'm Julia Aks. I am the co-writer, co-director, and actor in Jane Austen's period drama.
Wonderful, and thank you again for being with us. This project is so hilarious.
Yay.
Um, what was the process for coming up with the funny character names?
Uh, our very twisted sense of humor. There, there were, I think, multiple points during the writing process when we came up with names and we were like, is this going to stay in here? Surely not. The funny character names, I think some of them at least came as like, this is a stupid thing that's maybe a placeholder, and surely this is not going to be in the final version of this film or of the script. But we just kept giggling about them. And we thought, well, if we think it's funny, maybe somebody else will also think it's funny. And that in our screening so far, the names are some of the biggest laughs that we get in the film.
Big time. Yes. I hope it's okay, but I watched it with a couple of friends of mine because we were headed out the door and just we couldn't stop laughing. I mean, I had to
Oh,
watch it again because the laughter was just hilarious. It was just great. Thank you guys
Awesome.
for making our morning the day I watched it. And the score of the short was
ooh.
beautiful. Very beautiful. What was the process for selecting the music for the period drama?
We were inspired by the Jane Austen movies of the '90s and early 2000s, and they all have these like lush romantic scores. Um, so we found well, we've worked with a composer, Alex Winkler, several times before. Um, and we just felt like he would know how to do it, and he just has like a very romantic sensibility. And it was pretty simple. I mean, he just sort of nailed it. The first time we sat down with him and he played the music to some of the scenes, we both sort of started crying, because it was just so, he just did such a great job. And then he knew about this Hungarian orchestra called the Budapest Scoring Orchestra, which is like a much more affordable way for us as short filmmakers to have the ability to score a film like this with a real live orchestra. And he kind of convinced us to give that a shot, and we're so glad we did, because it was incredible to see this music played live with 40, 50 real musicians all moving to the melody that he'd written. It was incredible.
Yeah, they're like an incredible orchestra who have played the scores for like a number of studio films, and they do this basically. If you have a smaller project, you can book them if they're available for a very, very short amount of time for a very affordable price. So it's incredible that our short film, we were able to find the money for this particularly lush, as you know, orchestral score to be able to afford that
We
that
had
caliber of orchestra. It was
we had
incredible.
we had half an hour, 25 minutes of recording time.
It was so fast.
It
We
was
went so
so
fast.
fast. And they play, they're sight reading it. It's like they don't even have time to practice the music. I mean, they just do it on the spot, and then they run another take and they run another take, and by the third take it's just incredible. It's incredible. So yeah, the music was a miracle of this process in this movie.
Beautiful. Yes. I mean, I don't know if you've guys been to that part of the world in Budapest, but I, I have just recently, and the music is just incredible. So you guys you're very lucky to get that music because
Yeah.
it's incredible. And we were supposed to say the name Budapest and not
Excuse me.
Budapest.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Budapest Scoring
they're
Orchestra.
very strict about that.
Good to know. Thank
Yeah.
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
but yeah, the score is quite amazing. And so the filming, where was it filmed? The period drama.
Well, we found a wonderful interior location in Los Angeles, which we were very surprised about, and we looked for a very long time. And so all the interiors are shot in Los Angeles, but we had a heck of a time finding some green hills in July in Southern
Oh, yeah.
California. Steve and I, together and apart, drove to every corner of Los Angeles County looking for something that could maybe pass for the rolling green hills of England, and we did not find it.
Yeah, that's right.
And we talked to visual effects artists at a certain point. We're like, what's the process to turn these hills green? And it was just going to be almost monetarily comparable to like flying to the East Coast. And so that's what we did. All the exteriors, the first scenes of the film are shot in upstate New York, which is where our cinematographer, he lives in Connecticut. So he was sending us pictures while we were just in the dusty, crusty hills of Los Angeles. He just walked outside his house in Connecticut and he was like, what about this? What about this? And we're like, well, that looks like New England. So we flew a very, very small skeleton crew out to Connecticut and upstate New York. I mean, we couldn't be happier. It really kind of sets the tone for the whole film.
It was a great story. Well, Julia and Steve, with comedy, while laughter is the purpose, this work is still very educational and speaks to the magic that is womanhood. Are viewers supposed to receive the film in this way?
Yeah, we definitely hope so. We wanted it to have a lot of humor and a lot of heart. And we both, I'm not a menstruator, but I have had issues of body shame and things like that. And so that's sort of one of my ends to this project. And we both just feel like, why are we culturally shaming people for things that their bodies do naturally? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So if people can celebrate their natural body with joy and with laughter, then yeah, that's definitely what we want.
And it also felt like menstruation itself sort of is this weird, mysterious, scientific, awful, funny thing that happens to people who menstruate. And so to kind of try to capture it and talk about it with all those colors in mind was something that felt really true to me. And Steve agreed. I mean, we're comedically generally have the same tone anyway. So when I brought my experience as a menstruator and he brought his experience with like feeling shame about something that's very natural, like it was a very kind of obvious tone to us to talk about these. And we both love parody and satire. So kind of also packaging that conversation in something as beautiful and familiar as the world of a Jane Austen film also felt like really fun and a way to kind of open people's hearts and lower people's barriers to kind of receive some of the stuff that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Regardless of if this short will be a feature one day, which I hope that's possible, what do you think? What do you think Estrogenia and Mr. Dickley are doing right now in their storyline? Have they had children? Is he still learning about the mysteries of the woman?
Definitely.
It's funny, Valerie, because my family, my cousins who are not in the film industry at all, who are just fans of movies, saw this film, and my oldest cousin has 3 boys now. And while they were watching the film, my cousin's husband was like, that is what it's like. You're like, what's your body doing? And Maddie, my cousin, she's like, I was like, what's my body doing? So I imagine Essie and Dickley probably have kids, and it probably went something like that.
Yeah.
Where pregnancy is a whole other thing. And we do have a feature script version of this that goes even farther and talks about even more adventures in women's reproductive health. And childbirth is something that we want to talk about. And menopause is something that we want to talk about. And so, yeah, it seems like even in real life, the journey never seems to end. And so we would probably just take inspiration from that for Essie and Dickley.
Love it. Love it. So what's next? I mean, what are you doing with the film? What do we got to look forward to?
Well, today we got to announce finally that we're going to the Tribeca Film Festival in New York in June,
Yay.
which we're very, very excited about. It's obviously really prestigious and very kind of exclusive, and it's our New York premiere, and we're so excited to see how New York audiences respond to this film. So that's what's next for the short.
Well, lovely. Let me interrupt you before you move on because I want to hear
Yeah,
more. But I have a writer out there, Victoria Stevens. So hopefully she will be able to meet you guys and maybe continue with our article and
would love
talk to
that.
you. But yeah, so go ahead.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. So, oh yeah, yeah. That's all that we can announce
That's
so
all that we
far.
can announce right
Okay.
now. Yes, that's
All
all
right.
we
But
can
but
announce.
but that's what you're looking for is more festivals and such.
Yep.
Yeah, we're looking for festivals. We're looking for, I mean, our dream is for it to for the film to find a home on, a big streamer so that it's like more widely available to people because we believe in the message of the film. We think it's like like we really like the film. We make films that we like. So, one of the downsides of doing the festival run is that you have to keep the film kind of off public platforms until the festivals are over. But as soon as we can, we really want to like put it out to the public in the biggest way that we can.
Good, good, good. And do you have any ideas of anything you want to do for filming for feature or for short or anything after
We
Jane Austen's period
we have
drama?
we have so many ideas.
Too many ideas.
We have lots of feature ideas that we want to tackle and couple series idea. I mean, we it's endless. It's like where do we put our attention is what is the bigger challenge.
Yeah, not enough hours in the day,
Yeah.
but all great stuff that we're really excited to jump into when the
Yeah.
time is right.
Cool. Well, you keep us posted. The Hollywood Times today, HollywoodTimes.net, and our YouTube channel, the Hollywood Times Official. And I can't thank you both enough for bringing so much humor in my life. And I just wish you the best and just take your time and keep it going and keep that humor up because that just brings us life. So
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
thanks
That means
again
the
for your
world.
time. All right.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thanks.
rest of your day.
You
You too.
too.
Bye bye.
Bye.